G'day guys and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video, I'll be reviewing how I went in round 18 and then I'll be giving you my round 19 tips. So let's jump into this one guys. Let's talk about the first game, Rabbitohs Eels, CommBank Stadium. I backed the Rabbitohs in by 10 points here. I knew we'd win this game. I was very confident we'd win this game, but I didn't think we'd win 13 plus. I thought we were really good in this game. I thought there was a couple of poor defensive reads that led to a couple of easy Parramatta tries, but outside of that, our defense was actually really, really good. Our attack was on point this game, which is what we've sort of lacked in the last few weeks. But, you know, all in all, I thought we played really well in this game, and I'm really impressed. For Parramatta, pretty disappointing result. I thought Mitch Moses was a little bit off in this one. But I'll tell you what, the last two games he's played, the Blues and the last game Parra played against the Storm. I think that might have been against the Dragons. I can't remember. No, I don't know who they played last. Sorry, I've had a mind blank. That was the Dolphins that played Storm and Dragons, I think. I don't know. But regardless, I thought Moses wasn't the best in this game. Realistically, pretty poor performance from the Eels. So, I think that's pretty much all I can really talk on with Parramatta. All right, so I didn't actually watch either of the Friday night games, so I'm really going to breeze through this. I was out at the basketball lab in Brisbane, just working on my all-in-all performance. So, didn't catch these games. Sharks losing to the Titans. Did not see this coming, and neither did 91% of people. So, 16-20 loss there for Cronulla. Can't really talk on what happened in this game, but credit to the Gold Coast. Really good win there in Coffs Harbour. All right, next up, Broncos took on the Panthers at Suncorp Stadium. I backed in the Panthers in this one. They got the job done 14-6. Very low-scoring game in that one. I'm assuming it was a pretty good game of footy. All right, now I did watch all the Super Saturday games. First game, Bulldogs, Warriors, very, very entertaining game. I backed in the Bulldogs in this one. I thought they'd get the job done. They are still undefeated at home, which is a really, really good effort there for the Doggies. They got a 1-point win over the Warriors, coming from a clutch field goal from Matty Burton. I thought the Warriors were okay in this game, but I thought the Bulldogs were in control of this one for the most part, if I'm being honest with you. Warriors looked okay, but not great. All right, next up, Leichhardt Oval, Tigers and Storm. This is a very high-scoring game. Obviously, I backed in Storm in this one, and they did get the win 40-28. Only a 12-point win, so I did pick them 13 plus. Unfortunately, did not get that one right. But I thought the Tigers were actually really good in this game. Like Lockie Galvin was carving up. Abby Coruscant was outstanding. I thought Adam Dewey had good moments, but he also had some poor moments. For the Storm, the halves were incredible. I thought Ryan Pappenhausen had a pretty good game. Ali Katoa was just incredible, and then Silfar Longo off the bench, very, very strong as well. All right, Queensland Country Bank Stadium, Cowboys against the Sea Eagles. This was another cracking game. Manly got up 21-20. A clutch Daly Cherry Evans field goal got them the win in this one. Manly have a really good record against the Cowboys, so that is why I tipped the Sea Eagles. I thought Turbo returning would also help them. I actually think that Ruben Garrick played better at centre than Turbo did in this one. But look, Turbo first game back, he did look a little bit nervous in contact, so I don't think New South Wales will pick him. I think they will go with Bradman Best. I thought Daly Cherry Evans, as always, just so good, man. He is incredible. Just gets better with age. Like, realistically, he does. Outside of that, Saab scored a double. Not too much to talk on with Manly there. I thought Holmes was all right in this game, but definitely not great. I think that he's probably lucky that Xavier Coates is injured, because I actually reckon he wouldn't have gotten picked for this game, if I'm being honest with you, for Origin Game 3. Outside of that, not too much to talk on. Den's defense was incredible. I thought Jeremiah Nanai had some good moments in the game as well. Ruben Cotter was incredible. But outside of that, like, good win for Manly, clutch from DCE, and Yeah, great Super Saturday. One of the best we've seen in a while. All right, the Sunday ticket, Roosters Dragons. I was doing some housework, so I didn't actually catch this one. Um, I did do a little post on Instagram about Jared Hargraves, most capped Roosters player and well deserved as well. As I said, look, being a Rabbitohs supporter, can't stand the man, don't like him. But when off field, absolutely love him. I think he's an absolute top bloke, and he is one of, if not the most resilient front rowers I have ever seen. 307 games is massive for any player, but a front rower, that's even bigger. So he absolutely deserves all his flowers. He was very good at this game despite the sin bin. Outside of that, obviously didn't watch the majority of this game, so can't really talk on it too much. Sure, a little bit of the second half there, but it was pretty much done and dusted by that point. So Roosters, good win, and I'll take that tip to the bank. All right, then to round out the weekend, Knights beating the Raiders 16-12. I nearly did change my tip in this one when Caleb Ponga was ruled in, but I went, you know what, no, I reckon that this is a game the Raiders will be up for. And I tell you what, if Xavier Savage put that ball down, the Raiders win this game. I thought Will Price was pretty good in this one as well. He, a few mixed plays. Same with Caleb Ponga, a few mixed he had a mixed bag today. I thought Dane Gagai was by far the man of the match. He was incredible, and he's put his hand up for that Origin jersey 100%. For the Raiders, look, not too much to talk on here. I thought Josh Papali'i was incredible. I am actually hearing that Billy is asking him to come out of retirement. Do not know how true that is, but we'll see. We'll see when Queensland gets named. But very strong performance from the Raiders. From the Knights, and a brave game for the Raiders, but they did fall short. So 6 from 8 for me this week. That is probably one of my better weeks this season. So, you definitely take that. You definitely take that, especially this year. It has been just so difficult to tip. All right, round 19, only 5 games this week. We start off at KO Stadium in Redcliffe. The game between the Dolphins and the Rabbitohs. Rabbitohs without Latrell Mitchell due to injury. They will also miss Cam Murray. This is Jai Arrow's last game of the season, as Jai will go for surgery after this game. So I do think the Rabbitohs will want to put on a really good performance for him. For the Dolphins, they will be without Jeremy Marshall-King, Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow, and probably Felice Kaufusi. Look, I really believe the Rabbitohs have what it takes to get a good win here. I actually think they go 13 plus. I'm going to go 14 points, just over that 13 plus. But I do think we will be too good here. Jai Gray is going to slot in at fullback. Kieran Kalol-Matangi has been killing it at lock. And the boys are really going to stand up for Jai Arrow's final game of 2024. So I'm very confident the Rabbitohs get a big win here. I think they will be too strong for the Dolphins. They beat them last year 36-14 at KO. They've now won 5 in a row. I think they'll be too good there. Dolphins have also lost 4 of their last 5 games as well. So form-wise, Rabbitohs are definitely the better side at the moment. But again, Wayne Bennett could be up for this one. You just never know. But I do think that Ben Hornby and the Rabbitohs will be chiming in with a strong performance in this one. All right, next up, we've got the Sharkies against the Tigers, PointsBet Stadium. For Cronulla, they have won 5 of their last 7 games against the Tigers. The Tigers, obviously, they did win earlier this year, 32-6. It was a very surprising win. Sharks have lost 4 of their last 5 games as well, so you might be a little bit nervous there, Sharkies fans. And the Tigers have won 2 of their last 5. So Tigers somewhat better form. But look, I think this is going to be a game that the Sharks bounce back in a big way. I think this will be a big game for Nico Hines. Not too many players affected by Origin in either side, I don't believe. I actually don't think there'll be anybody picked for Origin from either side off the top of the dome. Because McInnes will play. yeah, I think it'll be. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, so yeah, I think it'll be full strength sides or as close to full strength with no origin issues. I think Cronulla win this one, and I think they get a pretty big win here, despite the fact the Tigers have been playing better footy outside of that Roosters game. The last 4 or 5 weeks have been pretty good for the West Tigers. All right, next up, we've got the Titans against the Eels. Eels, they win well. They win well against the Titans normally. They have won six, my apologies. 6 of their last 7 games against the Titans. Titans won last year in round 10, 26-24, but outside of that, they've lost quite convincingly in most of their games. They did lose by 1 point late last year, but outside of that, the Eels have been the better side. Form-wise, though, Eels are struggling. They've now lost 4 games in a row. Titans won 3 games in a row now. 2 games, my apologies. 2 games in a row, but they have won 3 of their last 5. So Titans currently in better form. Mitch Moses will be out of this game, which I think does definitely work in the Titans' favour. David Fifita likely to get selected for Queensland, but outside of that, Titans shouldn't lose any more players. I actually think the Titans win this one. I think at Seabass, that after a couple of really strong wins against the Warriors and the Sharks, I think they'll be full of confidence. I reckon the Titans get up this weekend, and they are my tip for the first game on Super Saturday. All right, next up, we've got the Broncos against the Dragons. Broncos have won 2 of their last 6 against St. George Illawarra. Dragons obviously winning 4 of their last 6 against the Broncos. Now, the Dragons did lose this weekend, and by a big margin to the Roosters. However, prior to that, they had won 3 of their last 5 games. Broncos have lost all 5 of their last games. So they're coming into this game, I'd say, fairly nervous. They want to play really well here. Broncos will be likely without Selwyn Cobbo, Reece Walsh. Who else are they missing? Payne Haas, Paddy Carrigan. They've got a lot of players out. The Dragons will be missing Ben Hunt, which, yes, that is a big out for them. But they also missed Jaden Sewer as well, to be fair, and Zach Lomax. So both sides are missing a lot of talent. So this definitely is a game that I think could go either way. I think I am going to side with the home team, but I'm not confident about that tip. This is probably one of the harder weeks to tip, to be fair. Outside of the Sharks-Tigers, which should be Cronulla winning, I think this is a tough weekend to tip. I really do. All right, next up, the last game of the weekend, we've got the Sea Eagles against the Knights. Manly have won 3 of their last 8 games. Knights have won 4 of their last 8. There has been 1 draw, though. That was early last year, where they drew 32 all. This is tough. Again, if Callum Ponga gets selected for... Actually, you know what? The Manly probably missed more with DCE out, I would say, because the Knights, they have been playing relatively well with no KP. Outside of that, I think Turbo probably does play for the Sea Eagles. They'll probably miss Olakawatu. They'll miss Jake Trebojevic as well. Knights will be... They'll probably miss Dane Gagai, Caleb Ponga potentially. And outside of that, that might be it for Newcastle. I think that is it for the Knights. So, yes, Newcastle without potentially KP. I'd say definitely Dane Gagai, and that should be it. This is tough, man. This is what I mean. This is a very tough weekend to tip. The Sea Eagles struggled against South Sydney with no DCE. I think the Knights win this one. I think they've got the team on paper to beat Manly. I know it's at Brookie, and Brookie's a tough place to play. And the Knights have been pretty good against Manly. So I do think the Knights, with a very much depleted Sea Eagles team, get the job done here. It's still a tough game to tip, though. All right, let's go over my tips one more time. I'll give you a margin and an anytime try scorer. Rabbitohs over the Dolphins, 13 plus, and I do think we see Alex Johnston finally score a try. Sharkies over the Tigers. I think that one goes 13 plus as well. I am going to go Ronaldo Mulatalo to score anytime. Titans over Parramatta. I think this will be a 1-12 win there, and I am going to say... I'm going to say Keanu Kinney to score anytime. Broncos over the Dragons. No confidence in that one, though. I'm going to go Broncos at 1-12. And I'm going a bit left field here. I'm going to go Corey Jensen, anytime try scorer. And then finally, Knights over the Seagulls. I'm going to say 1-12 and Greg Marzhew, anytime try scorer. All right, legends, let me know your tips down below. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.